good is neither simple nor obvious, but rather complex, multidimensional and paradoxical. Construed in this way, the common good is better understood as an umbrella term for several uneasily interlocking conditions, principles, processes and systems that underpin survival and flourishing. Similarly, leadership for the common good is not reducible to any single approach to leadership, such as transformative, ethical, servant or adaptive leadership, although such approaches may find expression in the practice of leadership for the greater good. Furthermore, leadership for the common good does not occur at any single level, such as teams, organisations, communities, sectors or nations, but across several interlocking levels. Thus, like the common good, leadership for the common good is complex, multi-dimensional, and as we are increasingly learning about leadership in general, paradoxical. Because the actions of all institutions in all sectors have a bearing upon the common good, leadership for the good transcends institutional boundaries. Thus, it is also multi-sectoral and germane to the institutional ecosystem as a whole, and not any particular sector or institution. However, the forms of leadership for the good and societal expectations of leadership for the good are likely to vary from sector to sector and from institution to institution. In the context of business, for example, leadership for the common good may resemble what Thomas Muck and Nicola Pless have called the extended stakeholder view of responsible leadership, which calls on business leaders to demonstrate a strong focus on the external community and embark on actions to develop the community around the business. This, however, is neither simple nor straightforward, requiring business leaders and their organisations to grapple with social and commercial logics, which often pull in different directions. This tension between institutional logics is something that even the most dedicated social enterprises struggle with. In the context of government and the public sector, leadership for the good may resemble what Stephen Brooks and Keith Grint call public leadership, which is a form of collective leadership that seeks to promote, influence and deliver improved public value, a useful, if somewhat fuzzy, concept that is related to the common good. Finally, in complex, shared power contexts, in which no single institution or set of institutions is in charge, as it were, leadership must be enacted across several interlocking levels, using a raft of different leadership practices. In these contexts, leadership for the good is by necessity a collective effort that must be shared among diverse actors, groups and institutions. This is especially the case in the context of complex social challenges, in which people and groups are deeply stuck, not least because they share profoundly different worldviews about the nature of these challenges and how to address them.